This is a job for work. It's actually a fucking stupid motor bike. Fucking idiot. This is a job for work. It's actually part of a slide hammer. We use a big slide hammer for pulling suspension ball joints off. And what's happened is that this has been slowly creeping down the threads, and we haven't noticed there's a big weight on here that whacks onto there, and it's badly damaged the threads. Unfortunately, I was the last person to use it on my own car. It's pulled the first 3 threads off. That's a nut off the other end, and the thread is actually 20 by 1.5, which is once again quite a popular motor trade thread. So I have actually got a tap. It should screw it there, yeah. I've got a tap that goes into there. So I can repair the threads in there, just clean them up with a tap. And instead of trying to chase those ones out, I'm just going to chop it off and machine a new thread on. It's going to be an inch shorter, but it'll make no difference. So that's the little job I've got planned for this afternoon. When you're parting off, in fact, for any lathe job, try and keep as little overhang as possible out of the chuck. Try and keep things as rigid as you can. Right up close like that. Which it does. I'm just going to take all the threads up and start again from scratch. Cool lathe, so just give it a few minutes on a slow speed just to get some oil circulating around the gears. Going to put a little chamfer in the end of there, and then we'll set the lathe up to cut the 1.5 metric thread. Just a little groove for the screw cutting tool to drop into. This is a 1.5 metric screw cutting tool or tip, so to make sure it's square onto the face of the chuck like that, and that puts it at the right angle to the job, and I know it is on centre height. That's the thread we want, 1.5, so we'll put that tumbler into mesh on the 1.5. And on the side here we both the levers pointing forward, and the bottom it shows that one also pointing forward. So it's in 1.5, 2 forward, 3 forward, so that should put our metric thread. Right, we're going to touch the tool off. I'm going to go straight in with this. I'm not going to use the compound slide to put the feet on. And right on here's the lead screw. Yeah, that's a 1.5 thread pitch gauge, and it lines up very nicely indeed. cross slide, take it out, back to the beginning, back to 0, a little bit of cut, watching the thread indicator come around, a little bit more jollop on. Right, so it's back into 0, just some cut, you always keep your hand on the lever so you can get it out of the mesh quickly. That looks like it. Right, another cut on the same setting, 0. It's just spring cut to get any spring out of it. That's good. Right, settle for that. Next job was to run the tap down the hole. We'll pick these threads up nice and true. The first couple of threads are damaged. If it gives any problems, I'll just run the lathe and just by them threads out, but I don't think it will. And that's a Greenfield tap wrench, beautiful bit of kit it is. Sent to me by a viewer. I've got 2 of them now, this one and the next one down. Really nice bit of gear. Right, so that's cleaned the threads up in there because the threads down there have never been used. It's slowly been unscrewing itself until it's eventually given in all together. So the 1.5 pitch thread is used a lot in the motor trade. 18 by 125, 16 by 1.5 and 1.25, they're popular. Right. I'm going to wash this out, wash the ball off with brake cleaner and then Loctite it in together. It should have been Loctited from new, it would have stopped it from coming loose. See the weight on there is a big massive thing. It's quite a fierce tool and it's got a big hook on the other end. It hooks around the bottom suspension arm and it pulls ball joints out of tapers. That's exactly what it's for. Right, that will be in there forever now, I would think. I mean, saying that, ever's a long time, but nice repair. This is a drilling jig for woodwork, for wood bothering. Basically what happens is that screws into there, and this must mount onto your lathe or whatever machine you're using. That pilot goes in there, it's clamped down, and then the drill, see that's sharpened different to the way we sharpen them. The drill goes through there and it keeps the drill nice and true and square for drilling holes. What I've got to do is make 3 or 4 bushes of different sizes to fill the ones in that's missing in the kit. And in turn for this, the lad's going to make me some wooden patterns, so it should be quite a good deal. I'm not sure what size they are. They look 3/4-ish. $19mm. I'm sure I've got some 19mm bar. Indeed, 19mm bar, so I can make them out of that. So it's just a case of drilling the holes and parting them off, and that's a decent fit in there. The holes don't need to be reamed, drilled to size, because like I say, it's woodwork, and woodworking tolerances are not quite as tight as the tolerances that we try and work to. The ones I need to make are 4, 5, 7, 8 and 10. You obviously do the 4 first, and as you drill through then you have 5 and 7 and so forth. No idea what sort of bar this is. What's happened to that bastard? That's a nail from the centre height, that. The check nut must have come loose on the adjuster. See, I don't know what sort of bar it is. Well, I'm sure it's going to be more than adequate for the job in hand. Right, the first one's 4, so I'll use a brand new 4mm drill to start off with. They're 35mm long, so if we aim for a 40mm hole, as you get it further and further in, you've got to be careful to make sure that the chips are cleared. Right, we've got 35, so I'll cut with 37. This is just male seal. You can tell the way it's machining. It's a little bit teary. It's nothing special, but it's certainly be good enough for the particular job we're going to do it for. Using it for rather. Put the drill back in just to catch it. Right, that's the first one. Right, I've got them all made, so now I'm going to machine one in, put a chamfer on it, and put a countersink in, all in one operation, and then I can turn each one round, measure them, and make them the correct length. So you can use that tool to face it. The same tool to put a little chamfer on. And then in with the chamfer tool. This is one of the ones that were made with a discarded drill. I do that on all of them, and then we can measure them and machine the other end the same and get them all the same length. Right, all I'm going to do is set the vernier to 0 on the original one, and each one I pick up in turn I can measure. I know I'm going to take 1.12 mil off that to get it down to size. The next one 2.13. We'll do this one first. 1.3. I mean, the length's not super critical, but we might as well get them all the same length. Touch it off. Dial in 1.3. Little chamfer, countersink, right, and that's on 0 to all intents and purposes, so that one is the right length. Next one, .1 off that one, or 2 mil to get it to size. It just speeds things up, that's all. If you try and do all the operations kinda, you can on each end of the bar. I don't know what you want it off it now. We're talking 2.1. Touch it off. Right, that's just set me it up. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, a massive thanks for all our well wishes. And don't forget, have a look at the link, have a look at my Patreon page. Anyway, thanks for watching.